Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
They gotta open that stadium. See that much? They got the bricks. Got the same thing Denver got. Huh? Man, they got the same stadium playing Denver got.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about it, what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing, they really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Space to maneuver at the 40. And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. Touchdown!
You know, let nobody run on us like that.
A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And personally, what a start for him to get in the end zone from that distance here in the first drive.
And it has the defense tearing up their defensive goals for the game, doesn't it? Because nowadays, when we talk to all the coaches, they don't talk about limiting yards per carry. They talk about limiting explosive plays, whether it's through the air or on the ground. And anything an explosive play on the ground, usually 10, 12-yard runs. This one was way more than that. They've got to go back to the drawing board and try and shut it down.
Hey man, this is a freak out of the ring. This coaching tackling. This nigga got stuff in the backfield. It's like Quan Barkley, dog.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jarek McKinnon. And he slips up before being tackled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A look at the starters now defensively for the Bears. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
They're going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw it a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it third down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And Lutz puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there, because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things, because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again and they're down 14.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a
5
touchback.
and 8, right? Yeah. 5 and 8.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Reuben Foster coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
And then if you lose to the
They were
guys,
able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes and throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play.
Washington
and that'll bring up fourth down.
Washington trying to get him
field, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play, because you get the completion.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And right now, a lot to like on that screen. They've wrapped up the division, now currently sitting in the coveted number 2 spot. Of course, you love number 1, but if you can't have one, number 2 is pretty good.
I agree with you totally, and here's the other part, too. The really good teams, the really confident teams, they're not as worried about being number 1. 2 is fine because they feel like they can go on the road and win against number 1 if they absolutely have to. The big thing, though, is clinching one of those early buys and able to sit and get a little rest as the playoffs begin.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
This is Lewis. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Off the play fake. Day forced out to his left. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 1 quarter down here on a frigid December night. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. In the backfield, standing alone on 2nd and goal is McKinnon. Back to throw. Day escaping the pressure right as his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Lutz now to kick this one away.
You want to start a party with them, man? Okay.
This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there.
You ain't got your mic.
That's in my boot bag. Mine's like getting on. That's
Ah, man, you can hear it through mine.
But I think not like that.
Look like they went to 14
to the 33-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to touch their ground, settle down, and relax a little bit after the score.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That happens. We can be somewhat predictable. You know me pretty well. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
I'm about to fire my head coach.
Hey, let me get my home.
A gain of 26
For what?
3rd down conversion.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence. When in doubt, find your veterans.
Used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like them crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you don't know how long that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run.
I need no linebacker.
Now he understands a little bit better. And partner, I think that's a great example.
My linebacker gonna win defensive player of the year.
Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league.
I don't need that.
Even though he caught it,
I need a quarterback.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play.
I can't even run the ball because I'm running back hurt.
Some big time runs here in this first half.
Go, man. You got to sleep with that hill.
You actually get out there, you're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with 12.
Good. Saquon getting
Hey, when you going back to the school, Kyrie?
Rush coming and he's taken down.
Hindsight is 20.
Oh, I'll be having no
Maybe she
beat.
kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
There you go, Palomalo.
Gets to him again.
That's 3 sacks now, and it's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that.
They fire Carl every season I've played.
Real estate to make up there.
Carl's got fired every season I've
Nice
played.
completion.
And
Now they're in 4th and manageable.
I've played these guys.
That marker. And his kick is right through.
He got fired. He in Buffalo now.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out the
I might get Justin Fields.
People look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown, but that's actually okay. They got 3 points.
I couldn't trade for the pick. The trade down did a.
If I said, if you don't want it, I'm going to get it.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
Yeah.
And that last drive.
Nah, I'm going to tell you for picking the
Ground
offseason.
game, ground and pound.
Oh,
I don't care how we're playing the game these days. Offensive linemen still want to fire up and smack the guy opposite them and move the football.
oh my God. Yeah, Mike.
That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
They got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. And it's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
He took his own man.
That hold coming from the middle of the center.
It's difficult for him because sometimes you got people right over you. As soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Played against Gates and Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
Day flush to his right.
Until last season, coach.
Finding room at the 30 and all the way up to the 35-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
McKinnon. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow his offensive lineman to get up to the 2nd level.
Looking to throw. Day out to the left here to Reed. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A really nice pickup of 14
You like
yards.
this
And it moves the
playbook.
sticks.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're open, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to the booth right after this. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Throws a quick hitter on the slant, that's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why he lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
We talked about it.
They like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on. Even with a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and he delivers the ball.
And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
4th and 1. I don't think Wild Horses could have dragged that quarterback off the field. He was motioning to go for it from the start. And sure enough, it's the ground game that gets him the first down.
Flushed out right. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Being chased out right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Dante Pettis in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Lutz now to kick this one away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one taken from the 7.
He keeps saying perfect, but he keeps...
to the 28-yard line. Now the Vikings, they'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the lead, now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
Adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they'll run it here. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk about football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
To throw on 2nd down. Day.
The Redskins won.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
You just go after that long run, man.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things are working well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they'll go with a ground attack here. He finds an opening past the 40. Throw it, opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because
They
his yards per carry went up big time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
13 yards is in closer for third down.
This one fielded at the 5.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed about
What they had to.
now, what are the counters to that? Right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And downfield, and it's caught right side.
No, my linebacker going to defensive side of the
Gain of 21 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They go play action here on first down.
Hey, Will.
One fly deep for Cooper.
You really thought Atlanta was going to beat the Saints?
Connect. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Calling no gain on
If
the
they
run
get their
there.
defense right, they'll be super
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
It was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just boom,
I'm talking about the
quick,
Saints.
and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Back to throw. Day steps away to his left. He's got his man on the crossing route. 50 catches for him now on the year. He's got a first
Patrick
down.
Mahomes showing out this game.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's set down to throw the football. Sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Looking to throw. Day eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The numbers have been good in the passing game. It's certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here in third quarter, they
Coach, man. Get that to him, man.
I mean, after that incompletion, credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
they'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 20 yards there as they keep this drive.
You got to see what's going on in the franchise tag.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure.
Pressure now, he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Day escaping the pressure right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Looking to throw. Day.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football.
And Lutz's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that?
What does it mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here. It's complete.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the guns. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Hate this.
He does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game, he comes through picking up the first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy at his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
He's had a big game tonight. No one's going to be overly concerned about that last play. You also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
Oh, Lord.
Here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. gets it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
15 yards down to the 15 and a first down. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get the third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit. They're ranked #1 against the run. But it's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against the leader.
And look to throw. That's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. For the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option to run and play action and maybe throwing it.
On second and goal, there's an option play left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know. Defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it at least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they got an answer for it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I got work in the morning.
To start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this. They describe the scenario, tell you
Why do you think my
and
fullback
make sure
in
that they're
there
still
running?
attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 80 yards. And it's second and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. On first and 10, Day, flush to his right, open space inside the 10, and is caught. right at the 10-yard line. And all the way down to the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but in this league...
Oh, no, he lost the football.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. He'll drop to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got it right down, says the sign judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, we'll likely put an end to this thing. Here again is McCammon. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Day dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a 1st down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That is a design passing play. Wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a 1st down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way, because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the fourth. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw on third down. Day flushed out right. Fights loose. And he took the contact as he was throwing it. And the ball drops incomplete.
Well, there's a bunch of pressure that time on third down. They nearly got it. Probably should have gotten him, but he's able to escape the pocket. But unfortunately, by then, that play had already broken down.
On fourth down, Day forced out to his left. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And right away inside the 15 before they drop it. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
7-6.
Now they'll look to throw. This will be caught around the 6.
They can stay
And
in
whistles, and they
10-6.
take their final
They
timeout with 7
7-7.
seconds left. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
How many losses you got?
Looking to throw. Day. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Leonard Floyd in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these 2 teams, they had fun getting dirty out there.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time?
But when I saw just a big lot of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's try it.
Yeah, and now
That's the way you get mine, you know what I'm saying?
it's laminated because you don't open air blue. That rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it.